Lo-Fi Tano. Letter from a fan. Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hydrate. It's hot out. And it's time for a letter from a fan. Good little paragraph right here. Dear Anthony, recently I've been to a few concerts, Neutral Milk Hotel and the Flaming Lips to be precise, and while they were both terrific concerts, I feel like that some of the crowd behavior really bummed me out and ruined the whole experience. In particular, people who were constantly on their phones recording for the entire set, even when Neutral Milk Hotel specifically asked them not to. People shouting song suggestions, people pushing their way to the front, and so on. Does using phones ruin the intimacy of live performances between the fans and the artist and kill the mosh pit? Should all artists be able to ban people using their phones at concerts? Where would you like to draw the line? Have you noticed a considerable difference in concert behavior as you've grown up, as smartphones have all become much more popular? Thank you for watching and reading, rather. Isaac Baxendale. Isaac, good question, son. Listen. Yeah, when I used to go to concerts as a kid, even in high school and just early on in college when smartphones weren't really, people had cell phones, but, texting and internet on your phone weren't really a big deal. Yeah, there weren't smartphones out. People weren't shooting the show. I mean, maybe there was like a girl or a guy up front with a camera and they were sort of doing some amateur photography or something like that, but they weren't interrupting the show or anything like that. But the thing about phones today, people whipping their phones out at shows, going on Twitter, they're texting, they're taking pictures of themselves and their friends, taking selfies at the show, or trying to take pictures or video of the artist on the stage, whether they've asked them to not do so, whether they've asked them to refrain or not. These people, to me, are just kind of inconsiderate, And the thing is that inconsiderate people, it's not like they were invented along with the iPhone. They've always existed. It's just that these inconsiderate actions or these inconsiderate people showed how inconsiderate they were in different ways. Like, I don't know, I saw Mono play a long time ago. And this was pre-cell phones being a big deal in people's lives. And there were moments where the band was playing very softly before they, grew into a crescendo, where everybody was talking so loudly and drinking and yelling and screaming and just conversing with one another. And this is a packed house. Like, you have to assume a lot of people came to see this band. They were the headliner. And they were just talking so loudly that you couldn't even hear the band play. I mean, there have been a few concerts that I've been to, pre-cell phone era, where people just don't know how to shut the hell up and just listen to the band. People go out to be seen in the scene. People go out to socialize. They just happen to have a band there, and the reason that they go out to a show is because they know that cool people who are into underground music will also be at the show, and they just want to hook up with people who are sort of into that scene or whatever. So it's not like people, I think, are more inconsiderate now than they were. It's just that they're being inconsiderate in different ways because there's really convenient technology sitting in their pockets at all times. And I totally understand that phones, smartphones, having a little computer in your pocket, it's totally just a part of our lives now. It's not going to go anywhere. If anything, it's going to become even more in tune with our everyday actions, with all these apps and probably phones and these computers getting even smaller, going on our wrists, going on our glasses, being injected into our brains when we're children. All of these things will most likely occur. I'm not saying you're going to have a computer chip in your brain, mandatory, but if you want that sort of thing, if you're interested in that sort of thing, I'm sure the option will be available to you in the next 50, 20 years or so. Who knows? But I don't know. At least now people are just staring down at their phones instead of talking and being freaking annoying. Though I'm sure there are still people who are talking at shows. And I would just say my advice personally to you, Isaac, who wrote the letter, and anybody who feels like Isaac, just try to get there early. Try to get down in front so that you see as few phones as possible between you and the stage. And even if you are in that situation, just ignore people around you. Just try to focus as much as possible. Obviously, it's not really the phone that's bugging you, but people are just being inconsiderate and whatever. You know, I mean, inconsiderate people in a large group, they're going to be there. You just got to do your best to just focus on what you're there for, and that's the artist. Now, directed to the people who bring their phones out at shows, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you paid money, good money, to see this artist perform in front of you, and you're spending the whole time taking really crappy pictures and video of this person the whole time? I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to watch the video later? And the thing is, you're not even like watching them. You're watching them through the phone. Like, listen to this. There's an even better, higher quality than the HD camera in your phone that you're shooting right now with. It's called real life. It's called real life. It's better than HD. It's not even like pixels. It's just like real. It's like freaking 3D. I'm serious. You know, and did you also not notice that there are 100 other people in the crowd also taking pictures and shooting video, most of which will probably end up on Instagram or YouTube, and you can go look at it there. And all these other people, they're actually closer to the stage than you, so there's really no reason for you to take your crappy pictures and video with horrible visual quality and audio and then just take it yourself and put it up on the internet. Let other people do that, you know? And then there's also this other thing that allows you to see things that you experienced in the past. It's called memories. It's called memories. Back in the day, before computers, when things happened to us and we didn't take a picture or we didn't have a VHS video camera to shoot it with, what we did was we sat down and we remembered it. Whoa, hey, remember that thing that happened? Wow, that was certainly a thing. I remember it now. You know, you don't necessarily need to shoot a video or take a picture or anything like that. I just saw Swans, and truth be told, the image of Michael Gira bending down and wiggling his butt in the face of somebody in the front row and reaching down past between his legs as he's bending over to wiggle his fingers at the person, that's forever burned into my retinas. Whenever I close my eyes, I see it. I see it when I'm sleeping. I wake up in a cold sweat just because that image is forever burned into my retina. Didn't need to take a picture, didn't need to take a video. It's stuck in there. I pray for the day when it disappears. Listen, you don't need to whip your phone out at the show. There's really no reason. Just, you know, you paid. See, here's the thing. All day, if you want to interact with the artist or the music that you really like, you've got to go on the internet and watch a video and listen to an MP3 or listen to a CD or listen to a record. You just paid to have a real-life experience and interaction with this band or this artist that you like so much, and all you're doing is spending it living in the digital world that you're in all the time. You're supposed to be taking a break from that. That's why you paid money. Just put the phone down and be done with it and have it, you know, have real life happening in front of you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Again, Isaac, thank you for the letter. You're the best forever.